So what's actually possible for you to change in 5 days? There's only a couple of things you can realistically change that's going to have an actual impact on your score and able to like improve that score, right? The general ideas of preparation aren't really going to work because they focus on the idea that you have a huge timeline that you can practice and review your mistakes and go over them again. And you can't really do that. So you have to focus on the certain things that are actually going to be able to help you in a small time frame. You're going to have to excuse my voice. I have a little bit of a cold. I've been sick all week, but I've put a lot of effort in to try to make a couple of videos that are going to help you realistically within the small time frame that you have, with just tips and everything that could possibly benefit you, right? I had to learn all of these methods through trial and error. So hopefully I can save you a bunch of effort and time by compiling it in a short video. So hi, I'm Karthik. These are things you can improve last minute. All right, let's get right into it. How you can improve reading, right? Reading is one of the hardest sections you can probably improve on in this time frame, right? It's so small and reading is generally practice based. So I wouldn't expect you to radically increase your score in reading, right? The only way that you can potentially increase your reading score, let's say like 50 points, is if there's a type of question, right? Let's say it's like the evidence paired questions or like the vocab question or like the line, right? By vocab, I mean like line question, word and line 18 most nearly means, or there's like some main idea question or just some type of question that is almost on all the SAT reading passages that you get wrong a lot, right? And what you're going to do if that's you, or maybe you don't get it wrong a lot, but you get it like wrong mostly, like it's definitely a trend. What you can do is do repetitive practice on that specific type of question. You can find multiple questions from old SATs from the SAT Suite question bank, right? Just go on the website and look for the type of problem, right? It's going to come up as this general skill, but what you're going to do is look up that specific problem, and you could use Khan Academy for this as well because it might be able to give you the specific name of the skill as well. But you're basically gonna get more experience on it by practicing that multiple times, regardless of what resource you use, and you're gonna build a strategy, right? You're gonna figure out why you get those questions wrong in the first place, why the right answer is correct, and why the one you picked was wrong, and use that to figure out how can I figure out those key details for the next time and avoid the mistake that I made previously, and keep building a strategy personalized to you so you can actually improve and get these answers correct, right? And this is the only way you're going to be able to improve in reading, is with these short types of questions where you can just improve very quickly because it's only one type. Okay. Grammar. You can actually improve on this a lot in literally just a couple hours, right? Because within a couple hours, what you can do is learn every single grammar skill that's on the SAT. Like, there's only a limited amount of ones that are tested, and all the problems are in generally the same format. So go to Khan Academy and watch every single one of the easier and hard examples of the type of question that you need to learn, right? And what you do is you basically run through every single concept and then practice the ones that you struggle with the most, right? And what you can do is, because you know every single concept, now that you know how to apply all those skills, it'll improve everything on a general basis. But specifically what you need to do practice, right? Because you have a small time frame, is just your most, like, your hardest type of question, right? Maybe that's semicolons, maybe that's like commas, maybe that's something else, and get it to like as high of an accuracy as you can, preferably like 90% of the time you get it right now. And by practicing that type of question, you can actually considerably increase your score, right? I'd prioritize them by how common they are. So things like redundancy and choice and commas are going to be way more common than like, who versus whom, which is probably only like one question on the whole exam, right? So focus on that. Focus on what skills do they test. And basically, you're going to be able to improve your score a lot from this, just from learning all the skills and being able to apply them, and then practicing your hardest skills. Feel free to like practice another one as well, not just one, like two. If one of them you master very quickly, then go to your next skill. You can improve your score like 100 points just from doing this if you take it extremely seriously, right? And for math, you can apply the same method, right? For math, you can literally use the grammar method to improve your score. So I'm going to repeat: use Khan Academy, find the skills that you struggle with the most, right? Learn them first of all with videos, and then practice the hardest skills, right? Preferably, you should be watching the video on every single skill, unless it's like extremely obvious to you. Like, let's say the basic algebra is just too obvious for you. You can skip that, obviously, but go to the ones that you struggle with, or the ones that you've learned more recently, so you might not have them fully ingrained like you do with basic algebra, right? and learn them, right? Learn them with the videos, practice them, get them to mastery on the little Khan Academy thing, take them in real SATs, find those problems, make sure you can get them right, and try word problems, try problems from other resources, and you're going to be able to considerably increase your score, especially on your hardest type of question. And if you get it wrong frequently, then that's how you boost your score, right? Okay, be mindful reading, right? This is one of those concepts where it applies to the entire SAT. This is the thing where you can realistically improve your score a lot, right? With careful reading is the idea that a lot of the mistakes that you're making, if you're not carefully reading, are because you misread or you skip over a portion or you like get it wrong in some way, right? You have to build a practice of carefully reading because it's going to help you prevent those mistakes that happen, right? As a result of not knowing the concept, but just a stupid mistake, right? A careless mistake, even. Those concepts that you need to like slow down, right, is exactly what you need to do. Build a technique to be able to learn those questions easier, right? Or, I mean, instead of learning, essentially what I'm talking about is the actual question itself. So you're learning, right? But you're learning about the problem. Treat it like that. Treat it like you're learning about the problem. But on top of that, slow down if you tend to make careless mistakes on those types of questions. Slow down, really focus on what you're reading, every single portion, and create a strategy. Here's some of the strategies that I use for careful reading. I like put my pencil to the paper and go over every single word as I'm reading it. I mouth the words sometimes if I don't understand, but I don't make noise, but I just mouth them because obviously you can't make noise. And make sure you use a method like this or you create your own and test it and see if it works, right? Because if it works, then you should be able to understand every aspect of the question and not make careless mistakes. So try it a couple of times with a couple of different questions and see if it actually helps you read everything properly, right? Because this is something that you can actually improve in the small time frame that's going to have a considerable benefit to your score, right? And, considering everything that's going to have a considerable effect on your score, there's not that much, right? I pretty much listed everything that you can do that's going to have the biggest impact. Everything else is going to have such a minimal impact and such high effort that it's probably not worth it, right? But one thing that you can do, and if you've already taken a lot of practice exams, go over the wrong questions and then use strategies for those questions, right? Figure out why you got the mistake wrong and why the correct answer is correct and why the one you picked is wrong. And then build a strategy that makes sure that it aligns closer to the correct strategy, right? So it aligns closer to getting the right answer. So that strategy would get you the right answer in the question that you got wrong, and then apply that with a similar question on another exam and see if it works, right? That's pretty much all you can do. There's nothing you can do that's going to radically improve your score, as sad as it is to say that. But within these couple of days, if you really take your prep serious, you can improve your score a significant amount. If you want specific help for the SAT from me personally in a private community where I have tons of resources on the SAT, on college, a bunch of old practice tests that were given to me that I have taken that you can use, and a bunch of old real exams that you can take, and a bunch of people also working on the SAT that are able to help you, sign up to my private community because I only have a limited amount of spots. And every time a couple of people join, I increase the price so we keep the community small and tight knit. Thank you guys so much. And I hope you learned something today.